Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am playing Primal Rage on the 32X. I have never played this version of the game, so I don't know if I'm going to be any good at it, or if it's even going to work. I don't even want to mess with that. Okay, let's just start arcade game. Yeah. Okay. I had Primal Rage back in the day on on Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. I have never played the 32X version, so also I am playing on an emulator. Okay, I'm trying to learn the controls here, and I'm using an Xbox 360 controller, so I do not know what the buttons do. What buttons do what? Okay, that's tail whip. That's okay. Okay, so these two buttons do nothing. Okay. Alright, so I don't really know the controls. I played this game barely a handful of times in the arcade. Maybe, if I'm being honest, 3 or 4, maybe 5 times at most in the arcade. And that's just because back then, Mortal Kombat 3 had just come out, or maybe Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 had just come out that same summer. And so, I guess I got I guess you would call it a flawless, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, I'm playing on the easiest difficulty, so I'm not gonna, like, brag if I beat the game. I haven't played this version, and I don't know the controls, so I'm playing it on the easiest difficulty just because okay. I never really played Primal Rage that much. I like the game. It looks good. It's fun. Okay, so that's low, and that's I don't know what. Okay, I can't remember what the controls are. Is there a? Oh, I guess there's not a block. We just sort of back up. You can't really kick, I guess. Or at least not with this guy. So I had it on Super Nintendo back in the day, and I had it on Genesis. Because more often than not, because I had both systems, but I got them later. I didn't get them when they were current, or at least not when they were on I got my Genesis in September of '94, and my SNES in September of '96, almost exactly 2 years later. And by then, N64, Saturn, PlayStation, other next-gen systems were already out. Oh wait, am I the blue one or the green one? I guess I'm the blue one. I couldn't really tell there for a split second. So, I would buy games on both Sega and Super Nintendo, and eventually I did get a 32X and a Sega CD. And I know this game is also on Sega CD. It was pretty much like everything. But I never played it on Sega CD or 32X or anything like that. I only played the standard Genesis and Super Nintendo version. And because I had a massive collection of games back then, better games than this, I'll be frank, I did not play this game very often. It was one of those, I picked it up used at a retro video game store for both systems, well, not at the same time, but at different points. After having rented it a couple of times for the Sega, when that was all I had before I got a Super Nintendo. Never rented it for the Super Nintendo, just picked it up used somewhere, don't even remember where, if I'm being honest. And, I will say, like, the weekend I rented it, which was like one time, because it's not a great game, to be honest. It's not a great game. I rented it the one time, and it was like, okay, me and my sisters played it for the weekend, and got bored immediately. We also rented Samurai Showdown that same weekend, which I had dropped dozens of quarters into the local arcade machine playing, so I was more interested in that game anyways. Kind of disappointed that even though there is a Sega CD version, there was no 32X version of Samurai Showdown, but whatever. There were a lot of games that should have been on the 32X but weren't. Unfortunately, it is what it is. So, just my observation right here. Obviously, I set the difficulty too low, because there is absolutely no challenge to this at all. And I was expecting it to be an incredibly hard game, with better controls and more complex controls than this. So I set it on easy because I thought I was going to die a bunch of times, and apparently at this difficulty it's easier than I realized. So I apologize for that. This is just a practice run. I wasn't expecting to beat the game, and if I do, I'm not gonna be on. Oh, I can. Oh, okay. No. Obviously, it's easy on easy, which is unusual because a lot of fighting games like the Mortal Kombat, Street Fighters, Primal Rage, or not Samurai Showdown, Art of Fighting. They're not. They're still difficult, even on the easiest setting. So I am a little bit taken aback how easy this is. And no, it's not because I'm good at the game or skilled or anything like that, because I'm not. I can't really put an exact time on it, but I can tell you that I have spent conservatively, like realistically, no more than 7 or 8 hours total playing Primal Rage across Genesis, SNES, and the arcade. I'm talking like if you added up all the times I played this game over the years, it's not going to add up to 6 or 7 hours at the absolute most. It is a good looking game, which is what drew me to it, especially the arcade version back in the day. Is it looks good, and yes, it is at its core just another Mortal Kombat knockoff, and its gimmick is dinosaurs, and its other gimmick, because dinosaurs isn't enough apparently, claymation. So it gives it that pseudo 3D textured look that was popular at the time with like Tekken, Battle Arena, and Virtua Fighter games as the new hit being in the arcades. And this game came out after those games came out, so this was, even Killer Instinct was already out when this game came out. So this game was absolutely trying to look like a 3D game. Graphically, even though it's just a 2D game, it uses that same technique that Donkey Kong Country uses on the Super Nintendo. It looks like I've only got two or three fights left. It looks like 2 fights left. Not a very long game from the looks of it. Now, before I end this video, just for my own peace of mind, I'm gonna reset the machine after I get my game over. I'm gonna reset the game, and I'll try harder difficulty and see if maybe it's, you know, an actually decent game, or if this game just sucks. Right now, I'm 50-50. It looks good. I am not gonna take the time to learn the finish moves. I didn't even back in the day when this game was hot with me. I was more interested in Mortal Kombat 3, or maybe Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I can't remember which one it specifically was, but I was definitely into Mortal Kombat back in the day, not this shit. Like I said, I like the dinosaur theme. The graphics are interesting. It's got a, I'll say, kind of unique pseudo story / premise, but not really. I mean, it's dinosaurs. But they're technically, the story is they're ancient gods. It's like Godzilla. They're ancient gods that came back from, I don't know, whatever reason to enslave humanity, I guess. Is sort of, and you can, I know you can, like, attack the humans in the background. I just don't know what buttons you have to press to do that, or what conditions have to take place. There you go. I guess you just toss them. I was just saying, I don't know what you gotta do. I just know you can, because I just didn't remember. And no, I'm not flying through it because I'm good at the game. I'm flying through it because apparently I put it on too easy of a setting. So I'm gonna bump up the difficulty and see if maybe if I put it on the hardest difficulty and I still fly through it, then I'm gonna just declare this game sucks. Because if I can beat it, it sucks. Because I'm not good at fighting games. Of all the games that are out there, like the different types of games, I am generally better at platformers than anything, and role-playing games, dungeon crawlers, those types of games, than anything. So, but I'm not terrible at most fighting games. I'm usually better at the 3D fighting games than the 2D fighting games, because in general, 2D fighting games are harder than the 3D fighting games. Okay, is that it? I'm not even going to put in my initials, I'm just going to go. Alright, game over. It should go back to the options menu if I push start. And then it should, yeah. Alright. Now, I have not played the other versions enough. Okay, I'm gonna set the difficulty to the hardest, I guess. Oh shit. Well, it goes harder than I thought. I'm still gonna set it to the hardest and see how quickly I get a game over. But I am gonna set it to max continues. And I'm not changing anything else. Not changing anything else. And I'm gonna just for consistency, because this is the only character I ever played as. And this is the only character I have an action figure of. Oh shit. Alright, well, I'm already getting dominated. Alright. Well, it is harder than I realized, obviously, playing it on the lowest difficulty. So, yeah, this is what I expect the game to be like, which is why I was playing on difficulty in the first place. Because I assumed I was going to get my ass beat. And I very obviously did. Now, that of itself, also, he's severe. How do you block? I guess you don't. So I guess if he hits you with the freeze rate... Oh, did I... Oh, what? I was stunned? Alright, whatever. Okay, well, he is handing me my ass in a basket. Alright, that's what I expected. Which is, because that's how it normally goes when I play a new fighting game I haven't played in a while. Alright, I'm just gonna... I guess I can't speed it up. I'm not continuing. I want to try a medium difficulty. Just because I want to see if the game is fair or if it cheats. Just because that was an extreme in the opposite direction. So I'm going to see if medium. All right, let's try medium. Now, I normally play Mortal Kombat, not gonna lie, on very easy, because Mortal Kombat does cheat. Absolutely, it's your enemies, and it's the CPU can do moves that are impossible for a human because it just doesn't give a fuck. So I always play Mortal Kombat on very easy because it's still hard for me. And when I say Mortal Kombat, I mean across the board. Not just the original, you know, where you fight Goro in the dungeon and then the mansion. I'm talking all of them. I don't play Mortal Kombat, any of them, on any difficulty higher than this because they all cheat. Alright, so at medium, I was able to beat the first round, but it was not easy. So I'm gonna assume this is the difficulty I expected. The easy difficulty to be at. This is what I expected from easy. Because this is what Mortal Kombat would be like on easy. Obviously, hard is fuck off. I'm not playing this game on hard. And honestly, if I'm just gonna be totally upfront with you, I am not having fun right now. And I am not interested enough in this game to play it and, play it, repeatedly to get good at it. I'm not interested in this game enough to get good at it. I was passively curious enough to try the 32X version, just to do something different. But if I'm being brutally honest, I don't care if I offend you. I'm sorry. This game sucks. Like, the only thing it has going for it is the graphics and the dinosaurs, which honestly isn't even that good, to be honest. The graphics probably looked better in the arcade from what I remember. But the controls suck. And I don't even care, and obviously I don't know the moves. But this character, you have a bite and a slash and tail slash and that's it. That's useless. There's no block from what I can tell, unless I haven't figured it out yet. There's no jump kicks or backflips or anything like that, so I mean, you can jump, but you can't really jump and kick necessarily. He can somehow. But no, this is not a game. I'm just gonna be upfront with you. Now there is another fighting game on the 32X. Well, there's a few of them, but there's one that's exclusive to the 32X that gets a lot of hate that I actually love. Called Cosmic Carnage. It's also, let's be real, not a good game, but it's better than this. Okay, so he can spit fireballs. Oh, I'm already running out of time, and I'm still gonna die because he's hit me more times. Well, alright, that's enough. Thanks for watching. I'm done.